we will not allow a windmill to be built in the United States. They're killing us. They're killing the beauty of our scenery, our valleys, our beautiful plains, and I'm not talking about airplanes, I'm talking about beautiful plains, beautiful areas in the United States, and you look up and you see windmills all over the place. It's a horrible thing. It's the most expensive form of energy. It's no good. They're made in China, almost all of them. When they start to rust and rot in 8 years, you can't really turn them off. You can't bury them. They won't let you bury the propellers, you know, the props, because there's a certain type of fiber that doesn't go well with the land. That's what they say.
Donald Trump has constantly taken jabs at wind turbines and renewable energy. His big beautiful bill will terminate the investments and tax credits for wind and solar energy. Those credits have played a huge role in the growth of renewable energy in the US. Trump said on Wednesday his administration will not approve new solar or wind energy projects, even as electricity demand is outpacing the supply in some parts of the US.
The whole thing is a con job. It's very expensive, and in all fairness, Germany tried it, and wind doesn't work. You need subsidy for wind, and energy should not need subsidy. With energy, you make money. You don't lose money. But more important than that is it ruins the landscape. It kills the birds. They're noisy. You know, you have a certain place in the Massachusetts area that over the last 20 years had 1 or 2 whales wash ashore, and over the last short period of time, they had 18, okay? Because it's driving them loco. It's driving them crazy. Now, windmills will not come. It's not going to happen in the United States, and it's very expensive, and I would love to see. I mean, today I'm playing the best course, I think, in the world, Turnberry. Even though I own it, it's probably the best course in the world, right? And I look over the horizon and I see 9 windmills. It's like right at the end of the 18th. I said, isn't that a shame? What a shame. You have the same thing all over Europe in particular. You have windmills all over the place. Some of the countries prohibit it, but people ought to know that these windmills are very destructive. They're environmentally unsound, just the exact opposite. Because the environmentalists, they're not really environmentalists, they're political hacks. These are people that they almost want to harm the country. But you look at these beautiful landscapes all over the world. Many countries have gotten smart. They will not allow it.
Trump has been very vocal about wind and solar energy. He has questioned their reliability and their need for subsidies. But wind and solar energy do not always need subsidies. They can be cost competitive on their own, but subsidies are often necessary to accelerate growth and fund innovation. Government support has historically helped new tech grow. From the internet to GPS, many of today's leading tech began with government-funded research before becoming widely adopted. Renewable energy has become one of the most politicized topics in the US.
It is impossible not to know these things because these things are cold, hard facts. They are indisputable. And those facts are simple and worth repeating. Number one, the world will demand at least 50% more energy in the next 50 years. That's a fact. Number two, the energy demanded will be reliable energy, electricity that turns on when you want it, heat that keeps you alive in the winter, and air conditioning that keeps you cool in the summer. Fact number three, solar and wind cannot and will not ever provide this reliable energy, no matter how often you worship and pray to the deities of wind turbines and solar panels. Proudly made, of course, by the communist, genocidal country of China. Fact number four, American production of oil and gas is far cleaner than any other country, except maybe Canada. So these are indisputable facts. So where does that leave us? For anyone wise in the ways of common sense, it leads to one conclusion. It is in the American interest to pursue absolute American energy dominance. If you don't believe me, let's outline the alternative. Let's imagine we go the way of Germany and invest $500 billion in building out unreliable wind and solar production, only to watch our energy prices rise faster than anywhere else, and yet still be forced to turn on coal plants and import Russian gas because your green energy just doesn't work the way you wanted it to. The rest of Europe wasn't all that different. They increased their reliance on Russian gas from 10% to over 40% now. You fast forward to 2022, and Putin, with his newfound leverage over European energy supply, realizes it may just be the right time to exercise his imperialistic ambitions and retake the old Soviet territory of Ukraine.
Subsidies and tax incentives in the US have immensely helped accelerate the growth of wind and solar energy. While these efforts were intended to push the country toward a more sustainable energy future, they have also fueled debates about the costs and benefits. Trump blames renewable energy for rising electricity prices in the US, but the truth is prices have risen as data centers and other industries increase the already huge power demand.
A new, political vulnerability that is emerging for Donald Trump and a new financial vulnerability that's emerging for regular Americans, and that is electricity bills rising. I'm just going to read one paragraph from Forbes. Electricity bills have increased almost 10% since the start of the year and could rise even more thanks to the repeal of clean energy tax credits, new tariffs, and rapid expansion of electricity-hungry data centers to fuel a boom in AI. So we've got the tariffs, the cuts on the, energy tax credits that the Biden administration have put in, as well as AI, all contributing to this. Does that summary sound right to you, Jonathan? And what are you seeing?
Yeah, no, it does sound right. I mean, look, electricity prices is like any other market. There's like a bazillion things going on, and depends on what part of the country you're in. But we are seeing this rise in electricity costs. When I talk to the people who know about this, the two factors they tend to cite for why they've gone up so far and why they're until now, the two big ones are, which you just mentioned, was this sort of surge in demand from data centers, AI. I mean, they just suck up so much power. And then, we've got this aging grid, right? The distribution is old and we've been sort of deferring the maintenance on it and the rebuilding of it. So a lot of that's been going on. That gets passed on to electricity bills. That's why it's getting, there's other things going on, but those are the two big drivers we're seeing right now. Going forward, the Biden administration, that's the second part of what you were just talking about. You remember, it had the Inflation Reduction Act and put all this money into encouraging the development of renewable energy, especially wind and solar. And that was going to add a lot of capacity. So that was there to help meet that demand for power. And that was going to help keep prices down. Well, Donald Trump and the Republicans just got rid of those subsidies, got rid of those incentives. So this thing we had that was going to create all this new power capacity and bring down prices is gone.
Growing awareness of environmental issues has led to calls for stronger action on climate change. Many consumers are also choosing to support companies that prioritize sustainability. Thank you for watching. If you liked the video, subscribe and turn on the notification.